Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another pen for review, and this is a Benu pen, and this is a special edition pen that Benu have come out with. So it comes in this lovely little sort of rubbery style box, and this is what all Benus come in. And then this is the Wild Rose, and this is in a broad nib. So this pen has been lent to me by Derek at Stonecott Fine Writing Supply. Now, as I understand it, all of these Wild Roses have sold out. So this is the only one that he has. So let's take a look. We'll open the box and we'll show you the pen. So it comes with this paper pouch or card pouch, but you also get this as well, and this is the Wild Rose. So if you look at that here, it says that this is the Wild Rose magical attribution ascribed in myths, love and passion, St. Valentine's special edition, limited to 300 pens only. So that's 300 pens worldwide. And you have this lovely sheet of paper here. This is concertinaed. So I will put that to one side. You get your Benu, and this is the product lifetime warranty that you have there, and product care booklet as well. So this tells you how to care for your Benu fountain pen, and then you have a little bit of a paper bedding there. So I think what we'll do is we will put all of this back in there, and I will move this out of the way. So let's have a look at this pen in a little bit more detail. So we will remove the pen from this pouch, and you will see here this really lovely, very bright, very vibrant, very pink Benu pen. So this, you will see here, it does say Benu there on the cap band. Now normally Benu have a black cap band, so this is quite interesting. Now you'll see here the cap finial is a sort of domed cap finial there. You do have a functional clip which you can pinch at the top of the cap and that will open. Now, there's a number of things going on with this pen. So obviously, St. Valentine's Day, so the 14th of February every year. This is a themed pen. It's a very pink pen. So, but you do have these sort of like pittings there, patterns on the cap, and it goes around. So it's quite a sort of textured kind of cap and pen. Now you do have a lot of red glittery love hearts there, so this may not be a pen for everyone. And then also you have a lot of glitter there as well, that you can see. But it also says here the limited edition number. So this is, was it 58 of 300? So this is a limited edition run of 300 pens worldwide. In terms of the cap, it tapers in towards the cap finial. It tapers out towards what would be the cap band here. Now the cap band is again got that sort of textured pattern going on. There is a little bit of a step down to the body, and then it tapers right the way down to what is the blind cap. And again, this sort of pattern, indentation, actually follows throughout the pen here. But you also see there is a lot of glitter and a lot of love hearts there. So this really is a Valentine's Day pen. I could possibly see a lot of guys buying this for their Valentine. This, I think probably the girls probably would not be buying it for the guys, but you never know. You never know. If I unscrew the cap, you'll see here it has a number 6 size nib, and that is a Schmidt nib, and this is a broad nib with an ABS plastic feed. Now, these nibs do unscrew. You have a section here that flares out towards the base of the section to stop your fingers dropping onto that nib and feeding, getting a little bit inky. The section then tapers out slightly. There's a slight step up to the threads. It's not a huge amount. And then a slight step up from the threads to the body. Now, if I unscrew the body there, you get a standard international Schmidt converter. And it's not a threaded converter, so you can just unplug that. Now, I did say that these nibs do unscrew, so I'm just going to show you that. There you go. So these do screw in. So if you were to get a couple of pens from Benu with the number 6 size Schmidt nib there, you could potentially unscrew these. So if you had a fine and a medium, maybe a broad, you could swap them around between pens if you preferred that nib on a different pen. Now, the pen is a fairly good size in my hand. Can I post the cap? I can do. It posts quite deeply and it posts quite securely as well. One thing I do like about the Benus is the weight on them. They are quite a lightweight pen. This pen is quite long for my size of the hand, so I do like that because I do have a few of the Benu scepters, the original scepters, that are quite short. But I like this. I do like that there's glitter as well in the section and in the body here as well. I'd have to say I'm not maybe one that I do like glitter, but I think the love hearts are maybe a little bit over the top. But I know that this pen is selling out everywhere with only 300 worldwide. So I think that is an indication of how popular the pen is. People are buying this pen and most likely buying it for that very reason. So I can see why some people do like this pen. It's probably not a pen that I would want to add to my collection. I have to say I'm not that into pink pens and I'm not that into love hearts, but I can see a lot of people that would be. So I think this is quite a nice sort of pen. It's going to fit probably in a lot of people's collections as well. So it is a limited edition of 300 pens. And once that's gone, it's probably going to be gone because I doubt that they will be making any more. Now, I do believe that this is the first Valentine's pen that Benu have done. So there is certainly a possibility that maybe in a year from now, in 2023, that Benu might do another Valentine's pen. But I suspect there probably won't be another one between the 14th of February 2022 and 14th of February 2023, or 13th of February. So I do think if you want this pen and you can see it at a retailer, pick it up quickly because it is selling like hotcakes. So I think with that, let's do a size check. We'll do a weight check. We'll do a pen comparison, and then we'll do a writing sample. So the full length of the pen, we are looking at about 138 millimeters in length. The length of the cap is 63 millimeters in length. And we'll do the length of the body of the pen to the tip of the nib or tip of the tines. We are looking at about 131 millimeters in length. So that is what I would normally consider an oversized pen. I think let's do a weight check. Now, the full weight of the pen, and this is uninked, we are looking at just under 21 grams. The weight of the cap, we are looking at just over 8 grams. And the weight of the body, we are looking at just under 13 grams. So this is quite a lightweight pen, as I mentioned earlier. And I do think that this is really a weighted pen that a lot of people are going to like. It is rather pink and it is rather glittery, so I know that not everybody would be interested in this pen. However, I think the theme of the pen actually fits quite nicely with how they have actually executed this pen in the way that they have. So I think with that, let's go and do a comparison with other pens. So from left to right, we have a Diplomat Aero. We have a Pilot Vanishing Point in the Crimson Sunrise. We have a Magna Carta Oxford. We have a London Pen Company, and this is the Christopher 14 in a faceted version. We have another London Pen Company, Christopher 14, and this is in the Twisted Cherry Blossom. We have a Benu Valentine's Day pen. We have a Atelier Luso Carina in the Black Ice Illumilite. We have a Twisby Vac 700R Iris. We have an Esterbrook SD Sparkle in red and an Esterbrook SD Sparkle in blue. So I think let's go and do a writing sample. This is the Benu, and this is the Valentine's version, and they've called it the Wild Rose. Now, the nib on here is a broad, and it is a steel nib. It's a Schmidt nib, and this is typically what Benu use. You can get Bock nibs, you can get Yovo nibs, and you can get Schmidt nibs. You can get other nibs as well, but those are the main three German nib manufacturers. So Benu typically do use Schmidt. Now, the ink in here today is Diamine Amaranth. So I thought I would go for a nice pink ink. And in terms of line variation, let's take a look at this. I would say that it is putting down roughly a broad line. Now, if I can push it a little bit harder, it is a steel nib, but if I push it a little harder, you can see that it's almost doubling that line variation. So you can see there that you are able to get some line variation out of this nib. Now, you can also see that there are no hard starts or skips on that nib, so that is quite a nicely tuned nib. Now, in terms of ink wetness, let's take a look. So this is quite a wet nib. Now, it is a broad nib, so I would expect it to be quite wet. So you might find that you have a little bit of difficulty sort of writing with this in a notepad or notebook. If you wanted to turn the page, that ink is going to take a little bit longer to dry. Now, that would be mostly because it's a broad nib. It is also a wet writing nib as well. If you had a fine or a medium nib on this pen, you probably would be fine in a notebook, and you would be able to turn the page fairly quickly and not have to wait for that ink to dry. You can also use an ink blotter. You can get various sort of A6 and A5 sizes of pages with ink blotters as well. And you could use that if you wanted to turn the page a little bit quicker. I typically do that a lot when I am writing in notebooks. So what do I like? What do I not like about this pen? Well, it is a Benu pen. Benu pens are pretty affordable. This is a special edition pen as well. I have to say that I'm probably not that interested in a Valentine's Day pen, but I know a lot of female friends that probably would be. So, and as I mentioned, it is selling like hotcakes. So clearly, Benu have done something right about this pen. My own personal taste, though, I'm not really into pink pens, but I am a guy, so I probably wouldn't be. What do I not like about the pen? Well, there really isn't a lot that I dislike about the pen. Like the Valentine's Day theme, perhaps for me is maybe a little bit of a turn off, but I know it wouldn't be for others. The pitting that we have around the body and the cap here is an interesting one. I don't think I've actually seen this on another pen, and it does give a little bit of a strange feel or texture to it. It's not displeasurable. It's just a texture that I guess you're not used to on a pen. But that also makes it a little bit interesting as well. So I'll leave that up to you to decide whether or not that is something that you like. But you can see that pitting there when I angle that pen. So this is the Benu, and this is the Wild Rose St. Valentine's Day edition from Benu. It's a limited edition run of 300 pens. I'd like to thank Derek from Stonecop Fine Writing Supplies for loaning me this pen for review. He has already sold out of his selection of these Benu Wild Roses, so this is the only one available. So if you want this one, get in contact with Derek at Stonecop Fine Writing Supplies straight away, because I'm pretty sure as soon as this pen goes back to Derek, this is going to sell out. So I'd like to thank Derek for loaning me this pen for review. You can check him out on his website. I'll put the link in the description and also on the lower thirds here on screen. So thanks again for Derek for loaning me this pen for review. So this is the Benu Wild Rose review with a broad steel nib. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.